What's going on, CrossFit Federal? It is Friday, and today we have a benchmark that you may or may not have done before. So let's take a look at the board and see what we're getting ourselves into. Today we are doing the good old classic benchmark, Nicole, and Nicole is a doozy. How this works: you jump up at 3, 2, 1, go. You jump up on the bar, and you give yourself a max effort set of pull-ups. You do pull-ups until you fail. Fun. Now, the caveat is every single time that you break on that pull-up bar, you get to run 400 meters. And the way that this workout is scored is how many pull-ups can you do in 20 minutes. So that means I do pull-ups, I fail. I go out the door for my run. I try to get my lats and everything else to recover. I come back in. I get back on the pull-up bar. I go again till I fail. I go out the door and I run. And I do that back and forth for 20 minutes. And the only thing that counts for my score is my pull-ups. Yeah, gross. So the big thing that we want to do with this is we want to talk about how you strategize, Nicole, to actually maximize your reps. Well, if I'm going to rest anywhere, it damn well isn't going to be at the beginning of my 400-meter run. Probably not really going to be resting that much on my run, although I would look at it as more of a recovery run than anything. I wouldn't be sprinting them. But when I get back in the door after my 400-meter run and before I get up on the pull-up bar, that's where I'm going to take my break. If I'm going to rest. Why? Because if my lats are not feeling it yet, if they're not ready, I need to wait a little bit to be ready to get up and at least give it my best college effort on getting as many reps as I can before I got to go run again. Now, on average, in my experience with this workout in the past, most athletes will run anywhere from 5 to 7 times, if not more than that. So you'll spend half the workout, more than half the workout on your run. The rest of that will be doing pull-ups. So we want to talk a little bit about pull-up efficiency when we're looking at this workout. So popping over to the rig. Now obviously, yes, butterfly pull-ups are going to be cycled faster. If you have butterflies, do them. But you can take a normal kipping pull-up and be able to cycle a whole lot of reps. The thing that's going to be your limiting factor on your pull-ups for most of us is going to be our grip strength. The grip is going to get tired, and we're going to have to let go because we just can't hang on to the bar anymore. And what I want to say is, if you're flirting with absolute failure on your grip, let go before gravity takes over. Because in at least one time in my coaching career, and I wasn't coaching this class, I was in this class. We had an athlete come off the bar doing a max effort set of pull-ups or something where they were riding that edge of, their grip. They had just a few more reps of whatever they were doing, and their grip gave out, and they went head over heels and landed head first on the ground, and we actually had to call the ambulance and get them checked out and make sure that their neck was okay and all that stuff. So while one person was maintaining C-spine, the coach was calling 911, and I do not want to have that experience. So don't be that guy or gal. If you're flirting with absolute failure of your grip, let go before your grip makes you come off the bar when you're not expecting it. Thankfully, that athlete was okay. They ended up with a slight concussion, and it did take them a while to feel comfortable doing high rep pull-ups again. And that athlete is still an amazing person, an amazing athlete, and one of the best CrossFit coaches that I know. So just because we've been doing this a long time doesn't mean that we're always going to do it the right way. Those circumstances can happen even to the best of us. So don't be that person. It is not worth a trip to the hospital and a concussion or a head injury or worse over just a couple more reps of pull-ups. It's not worth it. But when we're looking at efficiency, now I can do my pull-ups any way I want to. They can be strict pull-ups. They can be kipping pull-ups. They can be butterfly pull-ups. It doesn't matter. Obviously, kipping and butterfly are going to be the way to go when we're looking at this. So when I'm looking at kipping, and let's just go with the standard kipping pull-up because that will probably be what most of us use. Those of us that have butterflies will use it. That's fine. But the thing about cycling high reps on butterflies is really make sure your chin is over the bar, because it's easy to do the butterfly thing and not actually be meeting the standard of the pull-up, where arms need to be extended at the bottom and chin needs to go over the bar. So with a regular kipping pull-up, let's get the camera on the side if I can. The big thing with the kip is I need to really think about using my hips as much as possible. So as we're going through that kipping motion, grab a bench here, this will help me slow things down. So if I'm on the pull-up bar and I'm kipping, I'm in my extended position here, and as I come back and kip, that's where I'm going to get my chin over the bar. So with the kip, I'm coming forward, nice open position of my hips. As I come back and start to go up, my hip angle is now closed. A big flaw that I see in kipping pull-ups often is athletes will get that full extension in the front of their kip, and then when they come back, their hip angle stays closed. As they're coming up over the top of the bar, they're lacking power in their hips. So what happens is when I come forward, as I come back, I'm opening my hips again. And that extra open of my hips, that aggressive open here, that's what throws me up over the bar. That's what makes that kip more efficient. So I'll demo it with a regular kip. I wanted to slow it down so we can talk about that in those positions, because it's harder to do that when you see it in real time. But I'll start with the kip swing. So on the bar, here's my kip swing. Leading with my chest, I'm going from global extension to contraction. My actual kip is going to be when I start to get a little bit lighter weight. And then I'm going to use my hips, closing my hip angle and opening my hips at the same time. So close, open. It's that open that's throwing me up over the bar. Now, when I get to the top, in order to get into my next pull-up, I can't fall straight down, because what happens is you start to lose momentum. So when I'm here, if I just go straight up and fall, I can't, I gotta reestablish my kip again. So, in order to avoid that, when I get to the top of the pull-up, I'm pushing away from the bar. That pushing out and away from the bar will bring my body out and around and allow me to come into that global extension in the bottom of that kip swing again. So, watch at the top as I push away and come back forward. So let me demonstrate the bad one first, the good one second, so you can see the difference. So bad one, up, fall right back down, and then a good one, I'm pushing away from the bar at the top. That allows me to swing back and forth. Now, you can speed up your kip, because of the biggest thing that's going to limit me from getting bigger sets with my kipping pull-ups is going to be my grip. Then if I've got a really slow kip, that's a lot more time that I'm hanging onto that pull-up bar. If I can speed up that kipping motion, then I can probably get a lot more reps, because in the same amount of time, if I can do more reps, my grip won't fail. It might fail at the same time, but if I can get more reps in that period of time, then I'm getting more out of it. Does that make sense? So, thinking about aggressively pulling up, aggressively pushing away to try to find that rhythm is going to be a good way to speed those up. And when you compare side by side of an athlete that's good at butterfly and an athlete that's good at doing kipping pull-ups faster, there really is not that much difference in the cycle rate of those reps. So you can learn to kip faster without having to worry about the butterfly. Might be the fastest way to do pull-ups, but only by a little bit depending on the efficiency of that athlete. So if I try to do my kipping pull-ups faster, I can get a lot more reps in a very short period of time without worrying so much about when my grip's going to give out. And that would probably be how I attack every single set for this workout. Knowing that yes, it's going to spike my heart rate. Yes, it's going to get hard. Expect hands to be tender. Expect hands to probably tear in this workout. Not probably, but it's highly likely, because we're going to be doing a lot of reps of pull-ups under duress, when we're tired, when our grip is tired, when our lats are blown up, and then use that run as your chance to kind of shake things out before coming back in. Maybe take a little bit of a rest break before we get back on the bar, but this workout is all about the pull-up bar and how many reps I can get there. If I'm getting to triple digits, I'm doing pretty good. If I'm hitting 120, 130, 150 reps, doing pretty darn well. So, plan on a high volume. Know that we're gonna have to worry about how our lats recover after this. So when you're done with this workout, give your lats some love. Grab a foam roller, roll out those areas, make sure you're drinking enough water. It's still hot outside, so hydration is super important anyway, but especially when it comes to recovery and actually being able to wash your hair on Saturday, make sure you're taking care of yourself with those things. So that's all I got on pull-ups. Hopefully that helps some of you guys, whether you're members here or people watching this video at home or anything else like that. But again, it's only 20 minutes of our life. Start out with a big old set of pull-ups. What I would do, don't game the pull-ups. Don't be like, I'm gonna do 20 every single time. I'm gonna see how long I can go do 20. You're gonna do better on Nicole if you really go to failure on your first one. So first set, do as many pull-ups as you physically can, then get out there and run, then maybe have a game plan. So have that first set be as many as you can possibly go, big old set of pull-ups, out the door for your run, and then try to maybe game it a little bit after that. But I wouldn't just have a set amount. I'm gonna do 10 reps every time and then run. That usually leads to a lower total number of pull-ups for athletes that are trying to game this stuff. So, yep, pull-ups and running, super simple and extremely effective. Looking forward to this one. I hope you guys are too. So with that, let's get after it.